He's talking about Black Friday. This is the December 2014 Global Capitalism Update from Richard Wolff. He's talking about Black Friday having sales come down about 10%, and concluding that this has something to do with the fact that there wasn't a recovery. I think that there may be something to that, but if it's down 10% from last year, I mean that would imply worsening economic conditions over the last year, and I'm not sure that you can really pull that out of the idea of there not being a recovery, because I do agree, and this is a big part of a lot of the arguments he's been making over the last little while, is that there has not been a recovery since the 2008 crash. Sorry, I got some pepper in my throat there. And he's right, but at the same time, from 2000, over the course of 2014, I mean, when you say there hasn't been a recovery, you mean like there hasn't been a substantial recovery, right? There's been some recovery, and I don't think the data is there to suggest that people's income decreased 10%. I mean, that's substantially more than inflation on anything, right? And so I am going to provide an alternate suggestion. So he says, could it be possible that spending will increase after Black Friday, between Black Friday and Christmas? And I actually don't know what the numbers are there. Maybe it did. He said, sure, it's possible, but it's unlikely. And I do agree with him in the premise, except that there might be some psychological conditions at play here. And I think that it kind of worked on both sides of the game. The game being one between consumers and producers, right? The buyers and the sellers, regarding optimal prices. It could be the case that stores made the decision that they wouldn't reduce prices quite so much this year because they see that they're going to sell a lot that day anyways. So they make the gamble that consumers are conditioned to buying things on that day, and the wholesale price thing isn't what it was, right? So you almost want to look at it as though the sale price was like undercutting the market kind of thing, and now that they have the market established, they can increase the price again. And if consumers figured that out, they may have said, okay, well, we're going to spend less this Black Friday because the sales aren't so good, and we'll wait until the things that we want to buy, come down. Or it could be that they put stock that they couldn't move anyways on sale, and then people got to the stores and realized, what I want is not on sale. I'll wait until it goes on sale. Or it could be that people were just freaked out about going to the stores on that particular day because of widespread media reports of violence and just tomfoolery, right? So there are lots of other explanations, which is not to suggest that what he's saying is wrong. In fact, I would agree that he is right, that there has not been a recovery, and that probably has something to do with it. But to suggest that there's no reason to think that there might be other factors is, I don't think, correct. I think there's lots of reasons to think there might be other factors. And I do recall reading some things about, the sales not being as juicy, or, consumers thinking that. See, here's how this could work, right? You could have somebody that walks in and buys a TV on Black Friday or on whatever the day is, right? Around Thanksgiving. Buys a TV, thinks they get a good deal, they save $50. And then they go back in the store a month later and they see the same TV and it's $100 off. and they kick themselves in the ass and they say, I should have waited, right? And so the next year comes around, and they say, I'm not going to just go out on the first day of the sale and buy everything on the first day. I'm going to wait a little bit and see, what comes down. I'm going to be a little bit smarter in my choices, right? Or a little bit more selective, anyways, right? So, those factors are there. A lot of them would be very difficult to measure, quantifiably, because they are going to be sort of psychological and subjective, right? That's where all the gray area of modern economics comes in the fact that understanding economics it's broadly a psychology problem, right? Because humans are not perfectly rational creatures, and we don't follow, logic like a machine does, right? There's this huge gray areas, and that's where the real science is in understanding the gray areas. And that's kind of what you've got to play there, I think. Is just yeah, but I mean that doesn't mean that he's not right about. I mean these things aren't mutually exclusive. I'm just suggesting that there are some reasons to think that there's other explanations besides just that there's no recovery and people don't have the money, right? Anyways, this is the last Richard Wolff video. I'm going to be going over to a Canadian. It's a show on PBS, and they're archiving it on YouTube. I've got a lot in my list from this person. I don't know how many. I don't know how many I'm going to watch or how long I'll be able to kind of deal with them. I really don't like the host. His name is Steve Paikin. The name of the show is The Agenda. It's on the Canadian PBS. Or actually, it's the Ontario PBS. And I hate the host. Like severely, very much dislike him. But he has interesting guests on. And this is going to be over the course of 2014, or the second half of 2014. Yeah, which means I'm going to get a good. I'm mostly interested in the pre-election talk, but that's the deal with that, anyways. Is that that's what's going to be coming up next. I again need to recommend Richard Wolff highly. He's worth listening to. He's not Jesus, so he's not completely right. And I'm not completely in agreement with him, but I'm pretty close. And usually when I find myself kind of murmuring, or I want to record one of these videos, it's more because I want to expand on something, or suggest that he missed something or something, rather than just flat out disagree with him, right? So he's an older guy. He's a smart guy. He's educated. He's experienced. He's, like I say, if you want to have an exploration of economics outside of capitalism, he's an excellent starting point. And these videos that he's putting up, I mean, that's the point, right? Is that these are the starting points. So it's worth exploring if you'd like to.